Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to another exceptional episode of the Pitch Side
Podcast.
I am not alone. I'm with the most decorated captain in South Africa.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you. You can pass. Thank you.
No, I guess of it.
Okay.
The most decorated skipper. Tomi, Hlompho Kekana. Sir Hlompho Kekana.
How are you, sir?
Muhlomphe.
All right, Mhlophe.
Ke phitha kaloka. The one, the only. Donna, jersey number 10. Moto jang push back in this day and age. Ke mo bona Kenya kativa are let the wind through my hair.
Hey, okay, I'm fine.
What do you say?
Hey, how are you, Naves?
I'm great, and yourself?
Fantastic.
Gentlemen, you are smiling. You are looking very happy, man. What's halang?
Santa.
Eh, it's very sharp.
Yeah, man. What can I say? I think from a football perspective, I think looking at the game that Sundowns played against Sekhukhune.
Yeah.
You know, you never know what to expect, especially after a break.
Yeah.
And also bear in mind that you've got a game in a couple of days, so you never know what to expect to a game. So in certain instances, you'll find the team in energy go you find sometimes energy look a little low, but what's important on the day was the result. So maybe that also plays a part in terms of why we're smiling.
Yeah. The game against Sekhukhune, they had a new coach in 𝐾𝐨𝐼𝐧𝐬. We spoke about this before the game, but after the game, I heard him say, you have to play 5 at the back when you play against Sundowns. You play 5 at the back, you pack that middle field as well with everything else that you have left and hope to catch them on the counter. But the problem with it is that your wing backs then overwork, because once you get out of that the defense trying to now attack, it's the up and down, and by half time the guys were burnt out.
It was given for them to feel that way, especially when you play against Sundowns at home. You know, they're using the ball a lot, and you can tell that it wasn't really smooth. And it goes back to what Teko was saying. You know, after a break, the guys that are playing are not the real starters. Of course, you're going to have those moments where you don't have that fluidity of passing and movement. But I like the fact that they were in control. You know, from the first minute to the 120 minutes. Yeah, I think the team were in control of that match. They knew that they cannot allow to give them the ball because 𝐾𝐨𝐻𝐬 was handful. In the midfield, of course, you can tell that they came with the strategy to make sure that the passing line were covered. I saw Monari, I saw 𝐾𝐨𝐻𝐬.
They worked very hard.
They worked very, very hard. The 5 year that you're talking about, I saw it clearly, and it was evident that they really wanted to push Mamelodi Sundowns to the penalties if they couldn't get a goal.
100%. We saw the result with the man of the match, their goalkeeper, and he made some exceptional world-class saves. My only problem, not personally as a fan, is the goalkeeper said this performance. Then next game, like the goals.
You know what's the challenge with that is because when you're playing against Mamelodi Sundowns, remember the strategy is different. Even the approach, how they set up their team is different. So obviously the chances that they will create, Sundowns won't create that last chance. Yeah, it was in one of the chances that in that 90 minutes you saw. Yeah, I thought had we made those runs from Tapelo or from any fullback to get into that space, I don't think goalkeeper will be speaking about the man of the match performance. No, but it's because the team that was playing were trying to get that rhythm. And by doing that, you're trying by all means, as a player that I wasn't playing for 4 matches, once I step into the field, I want to gauge myself, where can I be in this whole 90 minutes? Because I know it's a cup match. At the same time, I want to really contribute well to last into this match. Because you know that the next match, you know, you might not be in that field. So you want to try by all means to do everything in that match, but by all doing that, you must trying to gauge yourself. Am I in the right position? Am I doing a lot of runs? Am I exhausting myself before time? Because you have to gauge this thing. 100%. But I like the changes. The changes made the game differently.
100%.
Which for me, if I was a coach. Luckily, I'm not a coach. I have a strategy of saying finish the match easily, and then give them the rest, and then the rest, the ones who are fresh must finish the game. I don't know how you see it, Modise, but that's how I see the game. That for me to bring Ribeiro and them in the second half, I felt like we're exhausting them in terms of pushing for a goal. Yeah, and then now extra time, now. You know,
the penalty lottery, and I told Modise the other week that we want this thing finished. If it's in first 15 minutes, we can score 5, and we finish. You know what I mean? Modise, do you think then the best way to play Mamelodi Sundowns is that defensive structure? Okay, 5 Komrago, 4 just in front of them, and then hope that on the counter.
Like the whole part.
Yeah. I mean, if you look at the last 2 games we've played, that's how the teams have formed.
But to be fair, there's no team in the country that has as talented players as Mamelodi Sundowns. So therefore, when you play the Mamelodi Sundowns, it's probably not more than 1 or 2 teams in the league that will go pound for pound with Mamelodi Sundowns. So you're always trying to be in the best possible situation, and if you look, the longer the game you prolong, the more chances you have of scoring Mamelodi Sundowns. Because what Mamelodi Sundowns do is, once the game prolongs, they start playing a high line, risky because they want to win. Right? So if you look also, 𝐏𝐢𝐧𝐬 at some certain stages, he caused a little bit of a problem. But if they had a speedy striker with the high line that we played, and also looking at the players that were really, really struggling to find the rhythm, they could have caused the damage. But also what helps as well is you're playing against a team that is scared of you. So therefore, they don't see the opportunities of like, okay, let's push for more. But also, we play Mamelodi Sundowns. I don't think there's a better way to play it. And also, you look at Coach Eric Tinkler. He's not from a good season at City. And also, you come to Sekhukhune, that is basically on a nice position on the log. You want to continue, or you want to take them to a next level. So therefore, you need to, put your own philosophy as to then know how you want to play, because you can't approach every game the same way. And Coach Eric Tinkler is a very experienced coach. He knows that by opening, he hasn't won against Mamelodi Sundowns in a while. So by opening the pitch, you just opening a can of worms. So there's never really good strategies to then how you must play.
And it's a cup game.
It's a cup game.
You will try by all means to drag the match as long as you can.
Because also you could see even Leonard, the goalkeeper, he was delaying, cramping, because he wanted to go to penalties. And what are the chances? Because the Mamelodi Sundowns has been to penalties, so you've seen who's going to kick the penalties. So we haven't seen Sekhukhune being in penalties. So they had, if they had to go to the penalties, they've got more advantage. Of course, we will rely on Ronwen because we know how good he is. But they have more advantage because they've seen our penalty takers before.
Does it then not give the opposition a headache to say, okay, these guys had 9 players at Bafana, 2 or 3 other players that had gone out to other national teams. The opposition then doesn't know which starting 11 is going to start.
It's not a headache.
It's not a headache. It's a nice.
It's a headache.
Nightmare.
Because it's easier than when you know who's going to come. It's easier because you know the attributes, the characteristics of Mokoena, Ribeiro, Allende, and all those type of players that are playing. But then when you come with a different type of system, or different type of players rather, you don't know how then you're going to approach the game. But you still want to, be sticking to your guns because you prepared for 10 days. Against Mamelodi Sundowns, this is how we're going to play, irrespective of who they bring. But then again, sometimes with that type of a system, coaches fail to switch it again to benefit them, because then by not making substitution. So that's why it's so important to have players, maybe 2 or 3 players that are versatile enough to okay, you can see that maybe the 5 is more stressed. Okay, let's go back to our normal play. Because when you look at the midfielders, the only I would like to say, maybe from a Sekhukhune point of view, the players that worked a little bit harder was the midfielder and 𝐾𝐨𝐻𝐻. And 𝐾𝐨𝐻𝐻 was because we're trying to prove a point. But the midfielders, they had to work hard because they know what's coming. And it's worse now when you bring in the substitution of players that are more relaxed on the ball, more calmer. So you could see now the Mamelodi Sundowns rhythm is starting to come in. So you never really players will tell you, playing against Mamelodi Sundowns, irrespective of who's coming,
It's not
it's not nice. It's not nice.
Sure.
I played against Mamelodi Sundowns. It's not nice, my friend.
Now I can imagine it's not nice
not
in
nice.
the fact that they're always gonna be on the ball, whether you like it or not.
Yeah.
And because you know that they're playing with the midfield, there's now two centre backs that are comfortable on the ball. They know how to pass the ball. Now the fullbacks are coming. Now they add the number. They always push you back. So even if you win the ball, check the distance you're going to run for you to break
to be able to score.
So it's not nice because now you're defending literally on your in a big box.
Yeah.
So it means the doggies that you're going to make are too much.
And now, guys, a mistake in that area, they will punish
They
you.
will punish you. The Salah's goal, a chance, that's a big chance.
Yeah.
And of course, if he scores that one, we don't talk about the man of the match of the goalkeeper or the good work that they have done. But you can tell that they came with the strategy that Teko was speaking about, where they want to prolong the match. Let's delay this match. Let's try maybe 𝐏𝐢𝐭𝐜 pick out one counter where Kelotso, you saw it coming inside, he wanted to shoot. That's the big chance that they created, to be honest.
Yeah.
The rest of the chances, it was just a cross that overcooked. The other chances, it's not even a chance, or he's so... because he's not quick, he's trying to play facing his own goal. But other than that, you can tell that Sundowns was in control. I was happy with Terence. He did some nice moment. I think for me, if he continue from that match.
But also like it's actually not. I don't want to speak from a coaching point of view, but it's just with Terence as well is for him to be in an advantageous position.
Yeah.
He needs to position himself correctly so that when he receives, he's facing where he's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Because then he was marked by the right back, the fullback.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Terence at times, when Suarez was looking for him, he would play him and he would play back because his positioning is not right. But I'm saying if you want to help in terms of adding numbers forward, he needs to be in a position where when he receives, he's facing the ball because of it doesn't help when you're chasing a lead or you're chasing a goal and then you're helping us with possession.
Yeah.
We've got players in the midfield that help us with possession.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of those elements. It's yes, check them down. Check out the right backs.
Yeah.
When they get into that position, it's it's an underlap, it's an overlap. So that's one of the games that needs to,
I think you've just touched on something so important around possession and who helps us with possession. And you speak about the midfielders give us possession, and as a right or a left back, we don't need possession from you. We need to be breaking into
penetrate.
the final third and going forward. Yeah. I think there's somebody watching this who is a young kid, who is a right back or a left back, and I think that is something that they would need to understand to put into their game.
Yes, because if your positioning determines whether you're going to play back or forward. And also, mostly, the problem is you have the left-sided wing backs. They're left-sided players. They don't know how to use right foot. So therefore, sometimes it forces them to receive the ball more inside. You'll see then the Modiba coming in to receive more inside because of then he doesn't want to hog the line. But then when he does hog the line, he receives to turn.
Yeah.
That it's an advantage on his own all the time. So it gives you an advantage going forward. So those one of the things that because he has the energy, Mashio.
Yeah.
He's got the energy more than anybody in left back position. But then what we're not saying go down the line and cross.
Yeah.
But it's just the thing is like when you receive and then you've got pressure, your first touch needs to be inside.
Yeah.
And then you see the whole pitch, and then you can play 1-2, you can do whatever you want. But I'm just saying those are the elements of the game that because he's been in Mamelodi Sundowns, he understands now. He should be understanding now as to then how other fullbacks or other left backs are playing. And I think when you learn from other people, you always know taking Yana there and then implementing into your game and you're becoming better.
Starting position,
yeah.
I think he needs to improve with that because he's starting facing his own goal already.
It's easy to press.
Yeah, but I think you're right.
But it was also amazing then to see the other guys who started, Zuko, Escoval, and them also then get starting berths. And I think that will also do wonders for them in terms of actual competitive game time.
He played a nice game, to be honest. Yeah, because then he was so involved. And one thing I like about him is like once he turns, he's got this element in Rivero. Once he turns, he always wants to play that penetrative pass. I like players like that are looking forward to play forward. And because also, you know, you look at 80% of the players, they haven't been playing together for a while. And the rhythm, obviously, the understanding is well, the relationships, But he had a decent game.
I think it's also very different than Hotola that rhythm. I mean, you can do it at practice.
Yeah.
But in a game.
In the beginning of the match, if you saw Teko, the reason why we were struggling a lot in terms of retaining that position for long is like we didn't have a 6.
Yeah, we didn't play with a 6,
and that contributed to the fact that we were not really in control in the first half. We didn't create so many chances. That's why when you saw Cupido, he's smart.
Yeah, he's smart. I thought he will realize that in the first half and start adding into the midfield.
Yeah. He did that in I think in the 30th minute. I think he realized that every time they get the ball as centre backs, when they look up, Marcelo is higher up, Scovell is higher up, Neo is higher up. Remember, they look the same. They play the similar role, which is the attacker. They like to advance.
Because we were playing with 3 at the back. If you realize, we were playing with 3 at the back. So that's why maybe the reason why not having maybe a natural 6 there. But also like within Allende and Neo and Esquivel, I was expecting Allende because of his more game time. He understands he's very comfortable. He'll be the one that comes a little bit deeper. But then when Neo comes in a little bit deeper, the problem is because some players have got different characteristics. Yeah. So when Neo is not a one-touch 10 type of a player. He needs a touch for him to turn. Allende can open his body and turn. And those are things you get taught. So it's very difficult to unlearn them at this age. So I was expecting Allende to be the one that gets in a little bit. But also when you realize then when the natural 6 comes, you look at the comfort that we have here. So now you see now Grant is comfortable, Suarez is comfortable because now you've got somebody that you can actually start the ball with.
And with Allende, he can't play the Teko, if I will add you on to what you're saying, because naturally he's an 8. He's an
8. Yeah, but I'm saying
so for him to come there, he doesn't find joy to get to those positions and receive from the centre backs.
But we've seen him play in those deep positions.
So natural, let me say this. Natural, I will use him as an example. Ask him when we were playing together, how many times did he like to go and fetch from the centre back? In a match, maybe 3 times. It's because when he's there, he thinks, can I play that long ball there? Can I play between the lines? Who must receive there? And if he send me there to receive as a 10, the chances are, once they cut it, who's going to make it the tackle? It's him. So Marcelo he understands that the role that as a 6, there's certain dynamics you must have, and one of them is the principles of the number 6. You can't risk a pass in the midfield, because once you risk it, when they cut it, you are the first one to jump. So he realized that, and I could tell that he's not comfortable because I don't like him when he receives facing his own goal. You must see when he's good. When he looks good is when he receives on a half 10 facing the pitch. That is good. So with that, it means he needs a different skill of saying, even if I receive facing my own goal, I must know where's my next pass. That's why the Rivaldo of this world do it so easy, because they know the next pass. So with the attackers that you mentioned, they needed Cupido in that time where he came into the midfield and tried to establish that position.
As a 6.
But it was difficult.
And also, like I know the difficulties of coming into a winning team like Mamelodi Sundowns and really trying to impose how you want to play. You still want to be comfortable first. I want to see the Cupido that Cape Town City had, the one that comes in with the ball all the time. Because then even if a centre back, because South Africa, the strikers as one, we all striking with one striker, right? Except for few teams that are chasing the league. So then what it does, I remember like Hlompho say now, like the example that he made. The only time I'll drop deep, it's because of frustration. You have centre backs passing the ball to each other. So I'll get in because of like it's annoying me. The pass, and then it allows the opponents to actually reshape for themselves, and then it becomes very difficult. So then you start playing risky passes. So then if you have a centre back that once it gets pressed, it drives in with the ball. Then as an 8, you get into half spaces. So you are in an advantageous position, and I think Cupido was doing that so well at Cape Town City. Of course, in his game time, more adjustments, but he will be there.
So do we then play?
We had a sort of we had a player called Nesimento. He was a master of doing that thing. Yeah. Even when you are there, you're coming with a man, you just drag him. He knows how to come with the ball and with the right moment, and he doesn't sprint. He knows when to play that pass. He can just dink it to the number 8. Yeah. And how he did that, he used to give us more comfort as midfielders to say, a lot of times, even though we've got man to man like 𝐏𝐤𝐿, Limpopo, you know that you'll be comfortable because the centre back is comfortable to make that pass. You can get it from anywhere else.
You can play from a second pass, from a second ball.
So I think you're right. We need that Cupido that was at Cape Town City. Maybe.
So do we then play Cupido as a centre back or as a 6?
That's the coach's decision. Sorry.
But I think he's Cupido. There's a lot of players that are very good when they facing the whole pitch.
Okay.
Because the thing is, like, sometimes we make a mistake to say when somebody is comfortable in the ball, therefore he's a midfielder.
Thank you.
To child, what a midfielding. I was a swimmer. What on? So that hello samogas cool.
You drown.
Thank you. So the thing is, like, because in midfielder there's a lot of requirements, and you need to be taught, and you need to be in those type of incidents and spaces for you to actually learn, because you scan so much before even the ball comes.
Midfield.
So you scan.
Midfield is difficult. It's a difficult position, especially for a big team.
Yeah.
Because we rely on you to be on the ball
all the time. Yeah.
That's how we defend. That's how we attack, to be on the ball. So once you don't know how to be playing in a crowded space, it's going to be a difficult thing. Your touch has to be your escape.
This thing that I used to fight a lot about. Defender men coming. I'll talk. Where in which game would I play being free? Do you understand what I'm saying? So now in in modern football, you look at the top teams. You look at Barca. You look at Real Madrid. You look at or Liverpool. They'll play you a 2-meter pass. It's not because just because. It's because we're drawing somebody. We want somebody to step in and press. I step in and press, we pass and then we're out. But those are the things that time I didn't have definition of.
Yes.
But I didn't like somebody I know, because I've scanned already. So the things like I've seen, in the midfield, you have the Ribeiro. He knows. He's smart enough to know how to answer a 10. You can never catch him.
I think you spoke of something very important, which Coach Rulani used to emphasize. I need them closer to each other because of those things. A 2-meter pass is not as risky as a 30-meter pass.
Yes. You have to be very precise with the long pass.
You have to.
Not many players knows how to play that.
Why?
No.
Precision.
Because skills are master. And it's not so many players can play this. Something very important.
Oh, it's a part of it.
What? No, now I was putting socks. I didn't have to cut my socks the way. Thank you.
Gents, then we have Jaden Adams, who
you got to love him.
Is now getting on the score sheet.
You got to love him.
We've always spoken about being at Mamelodi Sundowns, not only the strikers score.
No, you got to love him.
What I like about, what a goal does, dude? A goal just gives you, especially playing in those type of areas, it gives you so much confidence. So what I've realized once he started scoring early on when he arrived into the team, he no longer gets too much involved, especially when there's a rhythm, when there's calmness. He touches, he builds. When the ball gets wide, he gets in, he strokes in, because now he's got to believe that he's going to score. And that's what you need from an attacking midfield. Because the thing is, like, you must understand the character, the dynamics of Sundowns. The Sundowns is we're going to every game to dominate play. So because now you're so dominant in play, what is it that you can do extra as an 8? Because already we're dominating play, what is it that you can bring in extra as an 8? He can't shoot outside the box, but he can hit the ball. Funny enough. As short as he can hit the ball, can get inside the box and hit the ball. So then it improves his game to get into those areas and be able to score. That was 𝐿_Miami a few seasons ago, where he gets into those areas, he turns because he's got a nice shoot, he's got a very good technique. So that's what you add into the game, because of you can't come, as much as we want to see the old you, but we also want to see the improved you.
Yeah.
So as much as he was the Jaden Adams that still is, that who used to help in terms of building play and organizing play, but now we remember Sundowns, we've got too many of those. What is it that you bring in extra? And that's one thing I like about him. For the fact that, he's got 3 games already that he's been scoring, in all past 3 games.
Even
I
at
can just,
Bafana.
I can just imagine the confidence that he has right now. So yeah, man, I mean, it's so good for him. And I'm looking forward to see if then, he can take it to the next level.
Amazing. Masandana, we did ask you guys to support us and come to the stadium. Lishapes Gupu Libine hashtag my team needs me. You were on the ground and this is what you said.
Team 𝐿𝐴nyaka rena le rona bafethu a re tleng re support le ya bona ke nako ya bofelo re tshwanetse go tseya Nedbank re tshwanetse go tseya 𝐾𝐨𝐿 bafethu and rena le free and 3 goal of that first bafethu a re supporteng bafethu team 𝐿𝐴nyaka rena le rona bafethu
hashtag my team needs you and e need nna le hentse ba ka re 57 ke kopela otle member ba re tlhoka di game tsa rena tsa bofelo tseo tsa kgatello ke kopela re supporteng ka 𝐾𝐸 re supporteng ka Nedbank re supporteng ka Betway ba re tlhoka
ka di-1 our team needs us a re kopaneng ko Loftus 3 o'clock re shapeng Espérance re yeng to the next round ka boyelo Masandawana
a re kopaneng ko Loftus ka Tuesday against Espérance. Let's paint Loftus yellow. Let's go and support our team. Kabu yellow Masandawana.
Gentlemen, moving on to the next game now. We are playing Champions League football against Espérance. The games are, it's that time of the season. They come in thick and fast, and they're all big games.
Yeah, when in a big team, you don't choose your opponent.
Yeah.
And this is the reality part of it, where this team, you know them very, very well because they did the damage last season. And you go in there with a coach that knows every strength of this team. Of course, without videos, he already knows who's coming, and of course, he'll want to inform the players as much as he can, or with the information of the players. But the players, they still have the memories very, very well, that they know who's coming and what had us the last time we played them. If you'd ask me, and if you didn't see the score, and you watched the 2 legs, you would easily say Mamelodi Sundowns won that match. It was sad to see Mamelodi Sundowns coming out of that 2 legs, not victorious, because of the chances that they created, because of the control that they had home and away. It looked like we were the team that should have been going to the finals, simply because of the performance that we gave in both legs. But that Champions League doesn't work like that, unfortunately. It is a competition of goals. The 2 boxes, you must take care of them. And the big box that you must take care of, it is your box. Because these people, they know how to create chances from nothing.
And I think there's a fight. There's a fight that North African teams have that, I mean, the game, they could be 3-0 down in the 87th minute, but out of nowhere, that they're fighting you, the referee and anybody else until the match, until the game is over. And even worse,
and I think it's something that is embroiled in them, as young kids, to come out, like to lose, it's okay, but it's how you lose. They teams that they just want to fight until then. They believe that the fight is over until when the last whistle. It's been, the referee has done that. But the problem is now whenever you put yourself in an advantage situation first, there are teams that they play with emotions, so they struggle with emotional intelligence in the games. So if you can manipulate that, especially when you play them at home, because then they believe that the 12th man is the biggest thing for them, and it helps them a lot. For you to we always speak about silencing the 12th man, but for you now in the latest game now, it's minimizing the risk. When you minimize the risk, because what we have in South Africa, or maybe the southern part of Africa, we've got very skillful players.
Yes.
Very skillful, highly technical players, right? So you didn't even have to go to development to be taught how to control.
Yeah.
Lucky are those, because then we are able to play in tight spaces.
Yes.
But what they're smart about is they know how to manipulate the referee, manipulate the game,
Big time.
space and time, right? So they can control inside the box, because they studied because they do study. They know that Hlompho's strength is this. Controlling the box, they'll wait for you.
Yeah.
Just a bump, fall on top of the ball, free kick. You know, so they do all these things. So strong, what, but it's how we play. We want to continue with the game. So Champions League has those type of dynamics where you need to be smart enough to say, okay, guys with set pieces, because they're so tall, we're not going to play all the long ball inside the box. We're going to play short. Maybe the third man run, far post, where 𝐾𝐨𝐿 Kekana usually scores. He gets those opportunities far post, then we score them. But then it's then how then you control the game, because once you control the game and once you do what they do, what they normally do to other team, they get irritated. They get irritated very quickly. So we'll use Kennedy. Kennedy knows how to delay the game. He knows how to slow the game down. I get Kennedy, but you must understand, Kennedy's football age is 105. So he knows how to slow the game down.
Maybe he was just smart.
He was too smart,
No,
Kennedy.
he was just
And then they get irritated by that. But you look at the Champions League, how it used to be. Luckily, it has improved. Now it's more football. You have a goalkeeper as
For the sake of that match.
just
He's not
once they
interested.
lead, litolo lele la thoma,
La thoma.
right? So, but because now we have a coach, luckily, because they just employed a coach, I think, a
Yeah,
new
2
coach
weeks ago.
So we have a coach that knows the attributes of the teams, of the team and the players itself. And also the advantageous thing is that we are a team that actually played these guys last season. So we have what Coach 𝐼𝐻𝐻 had against us with Golden Arrows. You understand? So we should take advantage of that.
100%.
And also it's a stage where honestly I'm really going to challenge one of my favorite players, which is Ribeiro. When it's hot,
Step up.
he must step up.
They've got 19 days without playing a game. The last time they played a game was 12 March. Now that for me works two ways. One is you have a fresher squad, but the other side of it is it's 19 games without competitive football.
That's too much.
Fresh
That's too much because
next match.
and to restart the engine in a big match of this snake, it will kill them. It's an advantage for us.
Yeah.
And at the same time, it's a good opportunity for us to be in a semi-finals. You're playing a team that they will restart every time. And Teko spoke about how they manipulate the game. If you make sure that you push them backwards, like a lot, like force the intensity into their half, increase the intensity every time, you'll get that goal. That goal, once you get it, make sure that you don't stop with the intensity. You know why? Because you want to get the second goal. That second goal, it will play your advantage when you go away. Because they are not shy. On what Teko said, they are not shy to bypass their midfield, because they know that the southern part of Africa, we know how to play in the tight spaces. We are technically gifted.
Take a ball at our feet.
So for them to survive, they know they've realized something. The crosses, the southern African teams, they don't know how to deal with the crosses.
Defend the crosses,
The set pieces, we're very impatient because Teko spoke about they know how to expose the ball. They're not exposing it. In defending, be intelligent. Make sure that you don't tackle. You just don't put your leg in the out. Let them shoot. Yeah, just make sure that they don't shoot between your legs. They know how to do that with ease. So you don't allow them to do all the tricks that they have, which is to want you to commit foul into their big balls, commit foul into a center line. You don't even give them corners. They want to play into that game. Saying, give them a lot of set piece. They want a game that is interrupted easily. Foul there, they wait. Somebody from there come and take the free kick. They kill time. So they let you to play lesser minutes
Yeah.
Because they know that when you play a longer time,
You're gonna beat
you've
them.
got endurance, you've got technicals, you've got skills, you'll kill them. So they want to make sure that they don't give you that space of opening your black book, because you'll obviously pull out some information that they don't have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So now we go into this game. We're at home, and it's once again it's squeaky bum time. It's a time of the season where it is. Where the results is what matters.
Yeah.
How we played 200 touches or not doesn't matter.
Yeah.
What matters is that we need to score so that when we go there, we do have a comfortable lead.
Yes, and thank God that we're not new into the space, and I think our best education should be the pain that we felt last season, and I think that should be our driving force this time.
Yeah.
I mean, Coach Cardoso is brought in, of course, to help us within the stages of the tournament, and he understands and he knows, and also the players also knows, right? So we have a team that understands the situation and the position that they're in. Also, we have players that are willing to sacrifice their talents and work a little bit harder for the team to win. You have players that are willing to play in different positions as long as the team wins. So we do have all these attributes that will help us to become better and stronger on the day, irrespective of what we just played 3 days ago. And I think that might be our advantage, because then because when we know that Hlompho �𝐿𝐴𝐺𝐸, but how now substituting, we balance, we improvise. And I think this is a situation where we have to improvise. If we're tired, we manage the fatigue. We manage it with the ball. Right, so if we don't have the ball, we just manage those lines, because they're gonna play on top, on the line for the striker to run behind the shoulder, just collect those. Yeah. Because to counter press them, they're not gonna play from the back. They're just gonna kick it forward. Yeah. So just manage those. But also what it will give you comfort is it's that those goals that you need to score. Yeah. If we score as wrong, it doesn't matter. Yeah. And I think we are at Sundowns in a space where we know that we can't look. We qualified in a situation that we're not used to. Yeah. Right? But that doesn't mean we can't go all the way and actually win it. In certain instances where we qualified as superstars, no lose, no draw, we've been beating everybody else, we still got knocked out. And I think this is the situation in the season where everything can go our way because we didn't start well. Yeah. And that, because what you need in this tournament is momentum. Momentum, whether defensively, attacking, whether as a team, as a character, the hard work. And I think this is the situation, this is the time, because we do have players as well that fresh from the national team play difficult games. And they're coming in here to play another difficult game. So it's just a continuation. So those guys have got 19 days. 19 days of resting, of planning, of overplanning. Because sometimes too much information is a problem. Because you come here, that information that has been drilled in for last 19 days doesn't happen. There's no time to revert back to default settings. Because already you're 2-0 down. Because we know that what they're going to try and do, it's cancel the important players that we have. So then that's why I'm saying that, can you play with that pressure? Can you play with being kicked, being intimidated? Can you play? And if we can survive here, there it's nothing. There it's you just have fun. It's joy there, because you just silence this defense. We play the way they want to play. We delay the game. We slow down the game. But we need to win here. And we need to win with 2-0 here. And then that will give us a little bit of comfort going forward.
We come up against old foe, somebody we know, Elias Mukwana. Yeah. How much of an impact do you think that he will then have on the game?
Of course, he will try to prove the point that he's in a different space now, and he's playing for a team that they will rely on him to make something out of moments that he will create. He's a speedy winger, whom I believe, from where I watch the match from, I always like to play speedy winger, force him to come into a crowd where there's so many bodies in the midfield. Once you allow or you win that battle of not giving him the line a lot, you stand a chance of winning the match, because they will rely on him on speed and dribbles. He's got the good dribbles. I saw the goal that Bafana scored. You saw the dribble past 3 players before he released the pass in the box. So I think when you want to deal with that, make sure that you force them to go to the side that they are not comfortable at.
Yeah.
And once you deal with with that first phase of the build-up, you stand a chance of winning football match. Of course, he's coming with a lot of pressure because in that team they're looking at him to say, "My guy, you know this guy, do something." So you don't want to be in that space. I saw a boy Pesidao when he was still at Al Ali.
Yeah.
Whenever we play them, you see a different guy. You see that is we made.
Yeah,
I want to stress on his face because they rely on him to make some moments, and even the same will apply on Mokwana. I hope, because they will believe that Unales Billion is to take us on, Unales Billion to break the line. That's the way. Somebody this one. Yeah.
Masandawana, please do come to the stadium dressed in yellow. Entrance is free. It's 1 ticket per person, but you must be dressed in yellow to get it. The tickets are available at Venning Park, which is on the corner of Eastwood and Francis Bart Street. Also, you can collect at Maple and Brescia and Linwood and University Road. That's the collection points for the tickets. Be dressed in yellow. #MyTeamNeedsMe. Do come out there and support the team as much as you can. Gentlemen, what are your score predictions?
2-0.
2-0.
Khogorama.
Sundowns.
Sundowns. In a match, in a cup game.
Game.
It's still a cup game, remember?
Yeah.
We're coming from a cup game.
But I think we're going to get one set piece. I think we will score with a set piece.
Right.
I don't think because generally, even in South African football, we are regarded as a team that is weak in set pieces. And I think maybe that's an element that they might overlook.
Yeah.
And we will score with a set piece.
All right. Thank you very much, gentlemen. Looking forward to Tuesday's game.
Yes, sir.
You're welcome, sir.
Ladies and gentlemen, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave us your comments. We are Masandawana.
Kabuyelo.
7 phezulu, mina na phezulu, kabuyelo. You know what, guys? My team needs me. #my team needs me and you.
Members are tlogeng mo di-couching. We need to come to the stadium. Bashimane ba re tlhoka. #my team needs me and needs you too. Kabuyelo. Ligi ke ya rona, CAF ke ya rona, ra ba kena.
My team needs me and my team needs you too. Utle more Loftus, more Lucas Murife, Utlo support the Sundowns. The league is almost over. We are almost winning the league for the 8th time in a row, and we are going to the World Cup in June. So my team needs you, my team needs us. Come on, Masandawana, abuyelo.
Come Tuesday, let's fill up Loftus. Let's Tuesday, Masandawana, let's come in numbers, please. Let's support our boys. They need us, please, Masandawana. Kabuyelo Nation.
Guys, ne kopela ka Tuesday re kopane ko Loftus, Sundowns se rena ra tlala, ene ga le kopela re kopane es batho ka bontsi ka ga re le Sundowns ka le kopela guys.